Okay, so the journey begins. I have 4 months to come up with the goods. It takes a lot of time to make all these parts for each individual test we've got to carry out. This is a very simple one, and I just wanted to know for sure, so we spend a full day. The print itself is 5 hours on my machine. The old ANET A8 still going strong, never missed a beat, other than one corrupt file I had. Couldn't work out what the problem was, and it was the file that was corrupt. But other than that, it's been going strong since the day I bought it 8 odd years ago. Right, so this test here is just to get a definitive answer. Basically have 2 magnets here, and what I want to do is find out if the repulsion force is stronger between the 2 magnets using both poles vertically together like that when we try and push them together, or if the repulsion force is stronger just using one pole trying to push them together. So this whole rig was made up just for that one simple test. I was going to put the scales on it, but turns out there's no need. So as you can see, these magnets are sunk back into the tubes a bit. That's so the distance between the 2 faces of those magnets is the same distance as the 2 faces of those magnets. So here we get the repulsion force, as you can see, and then when we test the other one, we can see it's a hell of a lot stronger, so no need to put any scales on it. I can feel with my fingers that that is probably about half of what we get there. So if we put these 2 just over top dead centre, let it go, it won't do, it won't get past the next set of magnets in repulsion. If we do the same here, we can see no problem at all getting over the repulsion force of that. So it's an important test because that just confirms which configuration I'm going to be using in the up and coming motor. So yep, a whole lot of time and a bit of material spent just for this extremely simple test, but from that I get very definitive answers. So there we go. So that answers the question. 2 end poles, like poles, have a much stronger repelling force than using both poles of each magnet together. This one, and the other problem with doing it that way is, of course, magnets want to climb up each other to stick to the pole they want to stick to. So I'm also going to put other forces in the machine, whereas this way just pushing straight out against our 2 axles. So a lot of time spent doing a very simple test, but it's a definitive test. We now know which way we're going to go. So that's it for that short video. Like I said, over half a day of printing and setting it up, and just for that one simple test. But this is what you've got to be doing to be thorough. So that's all it is. This is now obsolete. It goes in the box of the other 1,000 pieces I've printed, and we now know which way we're going to configure the motor. The second test coming up is probably the most important test we'll be doing, one of them anyway, and that involves lots of transformer laminates. That also takes a lot of time, and I did all this during printing, where we took apart a lot of transformer cords. So we start with these. Once we get it all apart, fortunately they're not all glued together on these Chinese transformers, which I have boxes of. As you might remember from years back, simply cut them in half down here, so it gives me 11mm finger here, 11mm gap and 11mm finger. Another 11mm finger, 11mm gap, 11mm finger. So each one of these is going to give us 2 stacked together. So now once again I'm printing up a part to make this test, 5-hour print. We're at 98%, so we're close to done for our next test. So lots and lots of time goes into research and development. A lot of that time is printing. I'm going to have to get a faster printer so we can cut this time down. I only have 4 months to do this. So another printer is coming up. It's going to be the Creality K1 Max, which has got a 300 by 300 printing bed and quite a fast machine, and I also can print ABS, carbon and carbon fibre with it if I want. But, so I've got 2 printers, I can get the job done twice as quick, which will be handy. So next test is going to be, like I said, a very important one, and the next test is basically going to show us whether it's going to be a possibility or a fail right in the word go. So we'll see you in the next video, or you'll see me, or you won't. We'll see you in the next video, that sounds better. And we'll see how we're going. We'll see how the next test turns out. Hopefully positive. I'm building the version 2, which is not a proven build. I think it should work. We'll see how we go. This one we just finished. Isn't that fantastic? So now I'm going to start putting that test together. I actually have to still print up a wheel for that once I get the measurements, but we'll see how we go.